Why mastering HTML matters more than you think. If you have built a website or even plan to, you have probably heard the phrase learn HTML first. But here's the thing, not all HTML is created equal. It's a figurative expression, a way of saying just because something uses HTML does not mean it's a good HTML. In other words, you can build a web page that works, but it might not follow best practices. Another developer might use semantic tags, accessibility features, and clean structure, resulting in a much better, more professional page, even though both are technically HTML. So, understanding HTML5, applying its best practices from the beginning, can make a difference between a site that just works and a site that excels in usability, performance, and search rankings. In this video, I will walk through why HTML5 actually matters and what knowledge shows true command of it and how its proper use shapes everything from accessibility to SEO. Why HTML5 actually matters? HTML5 is not just an update to HTML, it's a complete evolution in how web communicates information. It provides a semantic, structured, and accessible foundation for all the modern web experiences. Here's why it matters. It's a core of the modern web. It's not just a markup language, it's a foundation that the entire modern web is built on. Every website, every web page, and every user interface you see in a browser all start with HTML5. Let's break this down. HTML5 is the backbone of every web page structure. It defines how information is organized, displayed, and understood by browsers. From online editors to social media platforms, HTML5 powers interactive and dynamic web applications. It defines every visible element in the browser by its structure and tags, from buttons to forms to layouts. Whether it's Edge, Chrome, or Safari, HTML5 acts as a universal language browsers interpret to render the content correctly. It also ensures consistency across all screen sizes, from desktop and tablets to mobile devices. And finally, even in modern frameworks like React, Vue, or Angular all rely on HTML5 at their core. So when we say HTML5 is the core of the modern web, we mean it literally. Everything you see, touch, and build online starts right here. When you first open a blank web page, it looks like this, just an empty white screen. There is no text, no structure, and nothing for the browser to display. Behind this blank screen is a minimal HTML file. It simply tells the browser, hey, this is a web page, but it does not provide any visible content. Now let's add HTML5, the foundation of every modern website. Think of HTML5 as a skeleton of web. Everything you see online, titles, text, forms, buttons, and even videos, all start as HTML5 elements like a header, main, footer, and here's the result, a clean structured page. This is what gives the designers and developers something to style with CSS and power up with JavaScript. So remember, HTML5 is the core of the modern web. Without it, there is no structure. With it, every web experience begins. Another reason why HTML5 actually matters is to improve the user experience. HTML5 is not just for browsers, it's for people. Semantic tags help both browsers and assistive technologies understand what's on the page. HTML5 does not just build structure, it makes the web more usable and accessible for everyone. At the center of every smooth web experience is HTML5. helping browsers and assistive tools understand content the right way. There are several ways HTML5 helps improve user experience. First, accessibility. Semantic tags improve screen reader support and navigation. Second, browser compatibility. It ensures consistent rendering and behavior across different browsers. And third, content clarity. Its clean structure helps browsers interpret content accurately. And then device adaptability. It in HTML5 layout stays smooth across desktops, tablets, or mobiles. Multimedia integration, built-in video and audio keeps users engaged um, without extra plugins. And finally, assistive technologies. It works seamlessly with modern tools for truly inclusive access. In short, HTML5 bridges the gap between structure, usability, and accessibility, shaping better web experiences for everyone. That's why HTML5 is not just about the code, it's about creating a web that works for everyone. HTML5 is not just for browsers, it's for people. It helps browsers and assistive technologies interpret content correctly so every user can experience the web the way it's meant to be. Here I have created two pages that looks identical, one that is built with plain div tags and the other with proper semantic HTML5 tags like header, article, main, etc. Now when you use a screen recorder to record both pages being read by a screen reader, you will hear something like this. Notice how the second one is structured. The screen reader announces clear sections, headings, and landmarks. Now let's check accessibility using Google Lighthouse. The non-semantic variant scores around 77%, mainly because it's a missing lang attribute and lacks structural elements like header or main. It looks fine visually, but assistive technologies cannot easily interpret its layout. Next, the semantic HTML5 version. This one includes lang attribute and uses meaningful tags like header, main, article. Lighthouse gives it a perfect 100% because it now provides clear landmarks and structure for assistive tools and search engines alike. HTML5 enhances user experience in many ways. It improves accessibility, ensures browser consistency, clarifies content structure, and adapts beautifully across all devices. So, even though both pages look exactly the same, only one truly communicates with every user, including those using assistive technologies. That's how HTML5 quietly transforms how people experience the web, not by changing how it looks, but how it's understood.